What's up, everybody? I'm going to show you how to remove some of these panels on the truck, because I had quite a few people ask me already how to do some of this stuff, and some of my videos show how to do it, but I have a guy wanting to know how to remove this piece and the stereo. So it's pretty easy. What you're going to do is you're going to need to remove this whole panel, and it just pops up. So usually I grab from the bottom, start pulling all the way around, comes off, and there's 4 screws holding the stereo together. So you got to remove those 4. Disconnect the wires that go to the AC, to the stereo, and I think it's 3 wires that you need to disconnect to remove this whole panel. After you remove this, you're going to be left with this. This is my original one, and I had a plastic dip that piece a long time ago, and I removed it. And so once you remove it, this is the back of it. You're gonna have to remove like a million screws that hold it in place, and then it just pops off. You're gonna remove that, and then you're left with this piece, which is the stereo part. And the stereo part. So you're gonna have to, no, you don't have to remove it. You can just move this things around. You can pop it this way, pull it out. It's not gonna break. Just be careful. And you can undo this tab. All you gotta do is pull the black part out. You pull it up with your hand, fingernail, whatever. You can pull the cord out and you're fine. Nothing's gonna happen to it. And you're gonna undo all these 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After you remove those, this piece is gonna fall off from there. And you can see the white, because it's still plastered back there. It's just being held by some tabs on that side. And that's how you remove the stereo piece, so you can color match it. And then I had people ask me, how do you remove this piece and this piece? This piece I need to touch it up. It got messed up when I pulled the seat back up, and I had a car seat and somebody sat here, and you just really rubbed real hard on that. This piece, I know my truck's a mess, trash everywhere. That's alright, guys. Nobody's gonna die because there's trash in my truck. This piece pulls up. You gotta grab the plastic piece. You pull hard up. It starts coming out on this corner. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand. You guys can see it comes out. Give me a second. You gotta pull all the way around, because it gets really stuck up in there. The whole thing. Anyways, you pull it up just by force. I need to clean this because it looks nasty as fuck. And there's 4 screws, 2 right here, 2 down here. And that's how you remove that piece. Push it back in there. So good now. This piece, I know I showed you how to do it when I did the install on the wireless charger. I'm pretty sure I did, because I had to remove this piece. So to get to this piece, the armrest piece, you got to remove this back panel, and you got to pull out from the hinges part, pull it out, and it pops off. And then you're gonna have 4 screws holding it, and then you're gonna be able to take off this piece. And that's how you remove those panels. As far as this one's, they just pull out. This one pulls out. This one, there's like 3 or 4 screws holding it after you pull this one out. And then this is just unclip. This one's, you have to disconnect the battery, wait a couple of minutes, and then there's 2 screws holding it in the back. If you don't have the steering wheel controls that are in the back, then there's just 2 screws back here. You got to undo those, which undoes the button part, and then you got to pry out, because right here on this little corners there's some like little bolts that go to the back just to hold it in place. You got to pull those out. Pull them out. You're gonna have to kind of tug on the airbag so you can pull it out, because it gets kind of tough up in there. But that's pretty much how you take those off. Those, I know I did a video on how to do those, so you guys can check that video out. And that's pretty much how you take off some of these panels on the truck.